Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 32 of the Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 23 as it's game number 100 of the 2023 MLB season for the Seattle Mariners, and they're here at Minnesota for a 3-game set with a chance to make history. They currently have a winning streak of 14 games. A win here today would tie a franchise record at 15 that was set back in 2001. To do it, they'll have to go through Pablo Lopez, who's on the mound for the Minnesota Twins. These two teams did face off last week in Seattle, where the Mariners did sweep the Minnesota Twins. As the first pitch is here, and it's underway, Wong flies out to left field. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. Here's a look at how the Mariners will line up today. The only difference is Pollock is getting the day off in left, so we'll see Sam Haggerty get that spot. This is a team hitting .255 average, which is 5th in the American League. They're doing a better job on this hitting streak of just making better ball contact. J.P. Crawford up next. He's going to get a 3-1 pitch that's skied into left center, where it'll be caught underneath it by Buxton. And then Ty France up next, 1-2, pokes a fastball into right field, but underneath that one is Michael A. Taylor, and he'll make the grab, 1-2-3. On the mound for the Mariners today will be Chris Flexen, making his 21st start of the season. He's done very well since coming after the All-Star break. Hit now a .358 ERA. Leading off for the Twins will be the newest acquisition, Jonathan Daza. We did not see him last week. That's because in the past week he was acquired from the Rockies in a trade, and he starts off in a big way. Down the left field line, Daza leads off with a double to start off this ball game, immediately paying dividends. That's why the Twins went out and got him. They wanted another bat in the lineup, and Daza has delivered since coming over to Minnesota. Walters will ground over to France, but that'll move Daza over to third. And we'll take a look at this Twins lineup. It's a lot different than what we saw last week. The Twins have been very much struggling since the All-Star break. They've only gone 2-8. So we'll see Daza, Walters, Polanco in the 3-spot, Buxton, Garrett Cooper now down to 5, Vasquez up to 6, Kepler's now in left field today, Farmer at third still, but in right field we'll see Michael A. Taylor. Here is Jorge Polanco, who chopped this one over to short. Crawford's going to field it cleanly and make the play at first, but that allowed Daza to come in and score, and the Twins had the first run of the ball game. Next up will be Byron Buxton. He looks at strike 3, so Flexen gives up 1 here in the first inning. We'll go top 3 now with the Mariners. Cal Raleigh steps up to the dish, and he looks at strike 3, fastball down and away. Pablo Lopez has done a very good job so far today. Sam Haggerty coming in for his first at-bat of the ball game. He's going to hit this one up the middle, beats the shift as can't field it cleanly, and that's the first hit of the ball game for the Mariners. Took to the 3rd inning to get it. That's going to lead to the DH Robinson Cano, who swings and misses on a nasty circle change. That's now 2 down for the Mariners. Back to the top of the lineup, 2-2 to Wong, and he can't connect on the sinker. Lopez with 3 Ks in the inning, looking very strong against this Mariners potent offensive lineup. We'll go bottom 5 now with the Minnesota Twins as Christian Vasquez steps into the batter's box. He's 1 for 1 on the day. He's singled back in the second. Looking to do the same thing here as Wong, though, fields it in right field and actually throws him out at first base. How about that by Wong to not give up on the play? He'll get another easier grounder this time over to second, and that'll be a second out of the inning. 3-1 now to Kyle Farmer, and he's going to hit this one into center field, and it's past the glove of J.P. Crawford. So a 2-out single for the Mariners' third baseman. That'll bring Michael A. Taylor up to the dish. It's a nice liner to left, but it'll be caught, and Flexen will go 5 strong innings in this one, only giving up 1 earned run. As in the bottom of the 6th, Yency Almonte will come in relief. He's done a very good job this season. Starts off with Jonathan Daza, who gets a full count pitch, and he rips it into left field. How about Daza? He's gotten a hit in every single at-bat so far today. Walters up next is actually going to bunt Daza over. It's laid down to France, and France is actually going to try to go to second, and they don't get him. So his sacrifice bunt actually turns into a base hit. There's now 2 on, nobody out for Jorge Polanco, who hits a deep fly ball to right field. Back is Hernandez, and he looks up, and it's gone. Jorge Polanco with a 3-run shot into right field. It lands in that little bit of an overhang, but a home run nonetheless, and the Twins immediately make France pay off of that decision. 3-run score instead of 2, and it's now 4-0 in favor of the Twins. This winning streak starting to come into a little bit of jeopardy. Brusdar Graterol will then come out into the game as Almonte was pulled after that. And Graterol will get through the inning, only allows 1 more base runner before getting the final 3 outs. He'll stay in the game in the bottom of the 7th as Cal Farmer will lead off with a bloop single into right field. France couldn't get a glove on that one. So he's on board for Michael A. Taylor, who has not hit righties very well this season, but it seems like the Twins trying to mix up the order. They're trying to give him another chance. As Gratterall with a 2-1 pitch, Taylor will hit this one deep to left field. At the track is Haggerty, and he just has enough space to make the grab. A loud first out of the inning. Twins will go to the top of the lineup. Daza 3 for 3. How about 4 for 4? Daza hit in every single at-bat. What a day he is having, as it's now 2 on, 1 out for Tony Walters. But before we get to that point, Matt Brash will come in out of the pen with trying to do a little bit of damage control here, not allow any more runs to score. But the first batter, Walters, will single into center. Runner's going to come around from third. There's going to be no play at the plate, and it's 5-0 now in favor of the Minnesota Twins. Jorge Polanco up next, though. He wasn't satisfied with the 3-run homer. He hits this one deep to right center, and it's off the top of the wall. That big scoreboard out in right center saves 3 more, but he gets an RBI double. It's 6-0 now in favor of the Twins. Buxton up next. He'll chop this one over to Suarez. That'll be the second out of the inning. Nobody will advance on that. But Garrett Cooper up next. Looks at a walk. So now bases loaded. 2 outs for Christian Vasquez. 1 for 2 in the day. He gets a 1-0 pitch and hits this one deep to left field. It's cutting towards the foul side, but it hits the foul pole for a grand slam. Vasquez hits the bottom of the pole, and all 4 runs will score. And the Twins now lead 10-0, basically putting a dagger into that win streak. Can we mercy rule in this one? As the Mariners now down by 10. They're in the 8th inning. They will get one, though, as Crawford will get an RBI single into right field. So they do score a run. And that'll actually do it for Pablo Lopez. Goes 7 2/3 innings. A dominant performance by him. Clayton Thielbar will come out in relief. As the next batter is France. Crawford's made it over to third, and France is going to perfectly line one into left center. That's going to go off the wall. So an RBI double for France, as now the Mariners have 2 runs here, but they still trail 10-2. The next batter is Julio Rodriguez, who's been struggling since the All-Star break, but he skies this one into left field. It has some carry, and it's going to leave the park. A 2-run shot for Julio Rodriguez. It's now a 10-4 ball game as the Mariners trying to make this score look a little bit more respectable. Only J-Rod's 13th home run of the season, but hopefully this snaps him out of that cold streak he's been experiencing. In the 9th inning, Giovanni Moran, the lefty, will come in to try to just get through the final frame. As runners on first and third for Haggerty, nobody out, and he will hit this one into deep center, where it'll be caught, but the runner on third will come around and tag, so it's now 10-5. Only 5-run lead. Next batter, Cano. He singles up the middle. Haggerty's going to go from second to home. And hold on a second. It's now 10-6. The Mariners not dying just yet. Improbable? Probably. Wong up next. We'll line this one over to first base, where that'll be a double play. Cooper makes the catch, tags Cano, and that'll be how this one ends. Final score 10-6. The Seattle Mariners made this one look like a ball game, but it was honestly all Twins in this one. Offense just too little too late. And the winning streak dies at 14 games, so no history made here today. But Pablo Lopez will get the win. Flexen gets the loss, even though Flexen didn't really pitch all that bad. He went 5 innings and only gave up 1 earned. But the Twins get the win. Play of the game goes to Jorge Polanco. The big home run and the double, 4 RBIs for him. And the bullpen just kind of let us down in this game. We all win game number 2, though, by a final score of 5-0, as Luis Castillo pitches an absolute gem, complete game shutout, striking out 8 batters. We tried to sign Ryan Brooks, our 5th-round pick, and he's still declining the offer, so we have one more chance to sign him. If we do, good. If we don't, I mean, he was a 5th-round pick, so we'll see if he signs on the last chance. We do lose the 3rd game, though, 5-4, so we drop our first series since the All-Star break to the Minnesota Twins. And now look forward to Arizona to face the Diamondbacks right here at Chase Field, as it's a 3-game stand. Diamondbacks sit 52-51 on the season, 3 games out of the National League wildcards. You got a fan cam going on. Look at that pool out in right center. If I was out there in Arizona, I'd be in that thing right now on a hot summer day. But on the mound for the Diamondbacks will be Dre Jameson, making his 7th career starts. He hasn't had good starts this year, but overall in his past 6, he's got a 3.48 ERA. The former number 34 overall pick in 2019 out of Ball State will start his day by getting Colton Wong to line out to center field. And we'll take a look at the Mariners lineup today. It's back to original starters in this one, as the Mariners had a day off yesterday to make it out to Arizona. You see Wong, Crawford, France, Rodriguez, Hernandez, Suarez, Pollock, Raleigh, and Cano. 6 now in the American League in hitting. J.P. Crawford now 0-1 pitch to him. He's going to turn on a fastball, hit this thing into right center, and that's going to be shopping at the gap. 2 hops up against the wall out there, and it's a 1-out double for the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, number 19 on the season. Ty France is up next to the full count. He can't connect. Nice slider running away from him for the 2nd out. I'll bring up Julio Rodriguez. First pitch swing and a slurve left up, and Rodriguez turns on it, hits it to left field, and it's gone. Nice attempt out there by Corbin Carroll in left, but Rodriguez clears the wall. A 2-run shot here in the first, his 14th of the season. We talked about Rodriguez's cold streak since the All-Star break, but 2nd home run in is just the same amount of series. He could be turning it around. 2-0 now for the Mariners as Teoscar Hernandez will fly out to center, and that'll end at the top of the first. On the mound for the M's will be Logan Gilbert getting the call. He had a nice outing, and the last time we saw him, his ERA is now sitting at 3.13. It looks like he's putting his cold stretch behind him. He'll start off against Jake McCarthy, who's 8-game hitting streak out there in right field for the Diamondbacks. He's got an 0-1 pitch, and he's going to waste no time extending that hit streak now up to 9. Hits this one into left field, and McCarthy's got some speed. He's going to leg this out into a lead-off double. So already a runner in scoring position for Arizona, his 23rd on season. As McCarthy's actually going to try to use his speed to get another bag, and well, he gets a little too greedy. Raleigh throws him out with ease at first. Cal has an amazing arm behind the plate on display there. And the next pitch, Rojas flies out to right. I think McCarthy could have scored or tagged on that one. But nonetheless, 2 outs now for Arizona. Here's a look at their lineup. Gurriel Jr. will be next, followed by Christian Walker, Corbin Carroll, Gabriel Moreno. Ketel Marte has 16 RBIs this month, putting together a very solid July. Nick Ahmed and Alec Thomas. Here is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. up next, and he looks silly on the slider running away. That's a 1-2-3 in the unconventional way for Logan Gilbert. Top 2 now with the Mariners as Eugenio Suarez will lead off with a walk to first. That'll bring up A.J. Pollock, who hits a sinker into the left field gap, and that's some trouble. That's going to be a double for Pollock, and Suarez, he's going to be waved home. And the play at the plate is not going to be in time. An RBI double for Pollock. That's his 30th double on the season. That leads the American League. Now 3-0 in favor of Seattle as Raleigh can't connect on the fastball up and away. That's strike 3. Robinson Cano up next gets jammed, but pokes it into left center for a base hit. And that's an RBI single for Robinson Cano. What a season he is putting together. I know I say that every single time, but any expectations Cano has, he's blown them out of the water. Next is a line-out tag to Cano. Tell me if that's not deja vu. That ends the inning for the Mariners, but we'll stay with them at the top of the 4th now. They have a 4-0 lead as Teoscar Hernandez will bloop one into right field for a single in front of Jake McCarthy. So he's now on. And the next pitch, well, he's not on anymore. Gets caught leaning over there at first base. Nice pickoff move by Jameson. There's now 1 out, nobody on for Suarez, who rips one over to his third base companion. And the play is made by Josh Rojas for the 2nd out of the inning. And I'll bring up A.J. Pollock as a 0-1 pitch. He also gets jammed, and this one falls into right field for a base hit. So 2 times they've gotten jammed. McCarthy is a very fast player out and right, but he's just been unable to get to these balls. Next batter, Cal Raleigh will single this one up the middle, so a little 2-out rally here potentially for the Mariners. 2 on for Robinson Cano, 1-0 pitch, and he singles into right field. Another RBI for Cano. He's actually going to try to stretch it for 2, and he'll get it. 2nd RBI of the day for Cano, continuing what has been an amazing season for him. 2 on now in scoring position, and that'll do it for Jameson. He doesn't even make it through the inning. They're going to turn it over to the righty, Mark Melancon, the veteran, the 2015 reliever of the year, to try to get out of this jam. He just needs 1 more out. He doesn't get it on Wong. Instead, he walks him. Loads the bases now for J.P. Crawford. 1-0 pitch to the shortstop. He chops this one weakly over to second. Marte has it, and the Mariners do lead the bases loaded, but they now lead 5-0. Melancon stays in the 5th, and here's a perfectly timed pitch by Teoscar Hernandez to right center, and it clears the wall. make it 6-0 in favor of the Mariners as they have inched their way out in front and now have a pretty big lead off of Hernandez's 16th homer of the season. Seems like the Mariners were not happy with dropping that series in Minnesota, and they're coming roaring back out here in Arizona with a 6-run lead. We'll go bottom 5 now. Gabriel Moreno stepping up to the dish for the Diamondbacks. Gilbert on the flip side has pitched an absolutely amazing game, as here's a fly into right center where Wong catches it basically halfway into the outfield. Nice range over there at second base. Ketel Marte up next. Lazily hits this one to center, where Julio will put this one away. Gilbert has been rolling. How about the shortstop Nick Ahmed? Bloop into shallow left. Suarez gives chase, but unlike Wong, he can't make the over-the-shoulder grab, so that'll be a single for the Diamondbacks shortstop. Alek Thomas up next. Well, he's going to look at strike 3. 5 solid innings out of Gilbert, and the Mariners hold a 6-0 lead. Top 6 now, 1 away. Cal Raleigh at the dish. He draws a walk. That'll bring up Cano, who's 2 for 2 on the day. Why not make it 3 for 3? A 3-hit day for Robinson Cano. Now 2 on, 1 out for the top of the order. It's Colton Wong. He gets a hanging curveball, rips it into right center. Raleigh is going to score with ease, 7-0. Cano, he's going to be waved on home, turning on the Jets, and he gets there in time. Throw a little offline. A 2 RBI double for Wong. Now 8-0 in favor of the Mariners. Diamondbacks are going to turn to Miguel Castro, who actually made the All-Star game this year as a reliever. He's going to be tasked with stranding the run, but he can't do it. Stingle down the left field line by Crawford. Wong's going to actually go home, and a horrible throw out there in left by Carroll, way offline. Makes it 9-0 now for the Mariners. Next batter, Ty France will ground this one over to short. Nice play to second, over to first for 2. But now a 9-0 lead for the Mariners. They are in cruise control now. Gilbert into the 6th inning. First pitch, though, is an absolute rocket given up to Jake McCarthy. Sends this one way out of here into right field. That gives the Diamondbacks their first run of the day. 420 blazed that ball on 12th homer of the season for Jake as he trots around the base pass. And, well, at least the Snakes are no longer scoreless. Now at 9-1. Makes it look a little bit better. The only problem is they're still down by 8. And Julio's up in the next inning with some stank on that one. Rodriguez goes yard for the 2nd time of the day. You can tell a little bit frustrated with this play recently. Slams the bat down, and that's his 2nd home run of the game. Rodriguez is back, his 15th of the season, 441. And just like that, the Mariners get that run right back. Now 10-1 in favor of the M's. Sheffield comes in the 8th. He's just tasked with, well, getting through the next 2 innings with a little bit of mop-up duty. And, well, he does just that. Carroll grounds over to Suarez for the final out of the game. And the Mariners take game 1 here in Arizona by a final score of 10-1. They rebound nicely after the loss in Minnesota with a blowout of their own here in Arizona as they take game 1 of the series. A dominant performance all around. The bats were alive, 16 hits. Gilbert went 7 strong innings with only 1 run given up and 5 hits for the Diamondbacks, while Drew Jamison gets the loss. And player of the game is going to obviously go to Julio, who had 2 home runs and 3 RBIs in this one. A very good performance here in Game 1 for the Mariners. The rest of the series, well, they dropped the second game 4-3 as Josh Rojas had a walk-off triple in the 9th inning for Arizona. So now with the series split at 1 apiece, the Diamondbacks, well, they win the 3rd game 5-4. Go-ahead 3-run homer by Christian Walker in the 8th was enough to give them the lead, and the Mariners have dropped back-to-back series. I don't think it's time to really complain, though, but don't want to keep doing that. There is one trade around the league. The Phillies get Jonathan India from the Reds. They get the 2nd baseman they were looking for not only this year and the future, so a nice pickup for Philadelphia. While the Reds do get a solid pitching prospect in Griff McGarry, B potential 70 overall at only 23 years old. Next episode will be the trade deadline. It's July 31st, and the Mariners obviously making a playoff push, one of the best teams in baseball. Will they do something at the deadline to potentially beef themselves up, or will they stand pat as the best team out there? It'll be interesting to see what the Mariners have done. They've had some talks with a couple of positions, but we'll find out next episode what they decide to do. We'll also do a 3-game home set at home against the Red Sox and then 4 games on the road against the Angels. All of this in the next episode as it's time to get to the final 2 months of the season. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.